Hi, welcome to Histamine Health Coach, where we navigate life with histamine intolerance and find ways to feel our best. I'm Teresa, your Histamine Health Coach, and today we're talking about one of the most overlooked yet absolutely essential parts of living well with histamine intolerance: sleep. If you've ever tossed and turned at night, woken up at 3 a.m. itchy and wired, or noticed your symptoms are worse after a poor night's rest, you're not imagining it. Histamine and sleep are deeply connected. Let's break this down, and I'll share practical tools to help you sleep more restful and soundly. You may be wondering why sleep is so important for histamine balance. Well, sleep is foundational for health, not just for energy, but for regulating inflammation, hormones, and yes, histamine. If you're like me, there have been times when itching and digestion issues at 3 a.m. have ruined a good night's rest, and brain fog, anxiety, and extreme fatigue have interrupted the plans for the next day. Histamine itself is a neurotransmitter, keeping you awake and alert during the day. But if your body isn't regulating histamine well, that same alertness can hang around at night, leaving you restless instead of relaxed. On top of that, sleep is when glymphatic flow happens. Think of it as a rinse cycle for your brain. Fluid washes through, clearing away debris, broken down DNA, and even amyloid plaque. This washing helps reduce inflammation, regulate blood pressure, balance blood sugar, and make space for new memories and learning. Without that process, you're left with more oxidative stress, higher inflammation, and a brain that feels foggy. And if you're already struggling with histamine intolerance, that added stress just raises the level of histamine in your histamine bucket in more ways than one. So it's not just about getting more sleep, it's about protecting the quality of the sleep so your brain and body can reset. Now let's talk about something many of you will recognize: waking up at 1, 2, or 3 in the morning with itching, congestion, a racing heart, or just that wired, wide awake feeling. This is often referred to as a histamine dump. Mast cells, which release histamine, are active around the clock, but they can become especially active at night. And it's not just histamine. Other causes of insomnia include things like hormonal imbalances, especially during perimenopause or menopause, chronic stress or anxiety you haven't fully let go of at night, eating or drinking too close to bedtime, and environmental triggers like fragrances, detergents, or even pet dander in the bedding. For women with histamine intolerance, these layers stack together. That's why those 2 a.m. wake-up calls feel so unpredictable. Your body is juggling histamine, hormones, stress, and digestion all at once. One of the most powerful tools you can use is a consistent bedtime routine. A sleep routine sends signals to your body that it's safe to begin resting. A few things you might want to consider are dimming the lights about an hour before bed. Bright lights tell your brain to stay awake by lowering your melatonin. However, getting morning sunlight between 7 and 9 a.m. helps your body produce melatonin as the photons hit the retina early in the day. You can also try lowering the temperature in your bedroom. People tend to sleep better with temperatures between 63 and 68 degrees. Breathing or gentle movement is also helpful. Sometimes just counting your breaths can bring about calm and lull you to sleep. Make your bedroom a sanctuary. Use blackout curtains, replace allergenic bedding, or remove the television if it feels disruptive. You might even try an Epsom salt bath. A warm soak in the evening can relax your muscles, detox your body, and ease anxiety. If you tolerate lavender, lavender salts add an extra calming touch. This might be something you want to experiment with. Your bedtime routine doesn't have to be complicated, though. Even 1 or 2 of these habits can make a big difference over time. So, food plays a huge role in histamine intolerance and sleep quality. A low histamine dinner can reduce your histamine load going into the night. What does that look like, you ask? Well, you can begin by choosing freshly cooked protein instead of leftovers. Cook your vegetables instead of eating them raw. This will help you with the digestion process. And you may find that skipping alcohol, aged cheeses, or fermented foods at dinner will help too. And timing matters. Aim to finish dinner a few hours before bed. If your body is still digesting when you lay down, histamine release tends to rise, making it harder to sleep. Some women like to add a cup of herbal tea when winding down in the evening. If you tolerate herbs well, something gentle like chamomile, lemon balm, or lavender may be calming for both digestion and sleep. Personally, I use the Sleep Temple blend, and I have a link for it on my website, histaminehealthcoach.com/wellness boosters, through my full script account if you'd like to check it out. As always, remember though that everyone's tolerance is different, so go slowly and see what feels right for you. Practicing self awareness by noticing not only what you eat, but how late you're eating, what you're drinking, or even what you're mentally holding on to can help you bring about balance and ultimately produce a restful night. Finally, let's talk about sleep tracking. Some people don't realize how often they wake up in the night until they see the data. There are wearables like the Oura Ring, the Whoop Band, or even the smartwatch. I personally use the Sleep Cycle app. It runs right on my phone and tracks my sleep stages, wake ups, and overall sleep quality. My favorite part of the app, though, are the sleep stories and the breathing techniques. For me, it's been eye opening to connect the dots. Sometimes my 2 a.m. wake up lines up with a heavier dinner, a late night scroll session, or just a stressful day. Having that feedback helps me see patterns and adjust without obsessing over numbers. And if tech isn't your thing, a simple sleep journal or gratitude journal can be just as powerful for noticing what supports your rest. So, to wrap things up, sleep isn't just about downtime, it's one of the most powerful regulators of histamine. When you protect your evenings, eat a low histamine dinner, and use a calming bedtime routine, you give your body a chance to reset. And by tracking your sleep, whether it's with an app like Sleep Cycle or with a simple journal, you can spot the patterns that keep you stuck. If you've been waking up at 2 a.m. and feel like your body is sabotaging you, you are not alone. But small changes really can lead to calmer nights and clearer mornings. Thank you for listening. If this episode resonated with you or you know someone who needs this information, please feel free to share. Also, check out my website, histaminehealthcoach.com, for histamine resources, my Can I Eat This blog series, and the Low Histamine Diet Starter Plan. Also, information on how you can connect with me. I help women just like you calm your symptoms and recognize triggers. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind to yourself, and keep listening to your body. Have a great day. Bye.